Hey everyone, GamerRise009 here, heading back into Doki Doki Literature Club plus the side stories only, so yeah. I heard that I got the final two, I got Reflection, I got Self-Love, but we're doing Reflection parts 1 and maybe a little bit of 2 or something, we'll see how it depends. And I heard there's a final story or final side story, so we'll see how that goes. Reflection, yes, begin the side story. Am I bothering you? No. No. Okay, just checking. It's hard to tell since you always look so into it when you're reading. It makes me scared to interrupt. Well, it's within my expectations to be interrupted when I read here. It's mainly when I'm by myself that I don't like. That makes sense. I guess if you're here in the first place, then you're more ready to socialize, even if it takes a little bit of prodding. It's not so bad to be a social if I let others do the work, so it can be healthy to put myself in a social environment every now and then. It's mostly difficult when I don't know anyone, or there are too many people, or everyone's being too silly for me to keep up with. Yuri glances across the room at Sayori and Natsuki. Sayori has her head cocked back and her mouth open, trying to catch pieces of a cookie that Natsuki is lobbing into the air, but the pieces keep bouncing off of her face and hitting the floor. Maybe I should say something. No need. They just ran out of cookie. What a waste. They've really become good friends, haven't they? I'm happy. Sayori seems particularly good at making that happen. The two of them are both on the energetic side, so I suppose it works out well. Yeah, well, come to think of it, you and I haven't had many chances to talk one-on-one, have we? Though that may be partially my fault, since I'm supposed to be the one engaging club members. Not at all. I probably formed a habit of drawing minimal attention to myself. The responsibility is equally on me. At least display some openness to engage. Well, what about during time like lunch? Do you meet up with friends? I just read. Oh, but I like it that way. It feels nice to be carried off again after a morning of classes. Do you always read fantasy? Oh, not always. I suppose all I've read recently, but only because I'm in the middle of this series. There's still 2 more books after this one. I guess those long books suit you well since you spend so much time reading. Well, fantasy may be... Well, fantasy may be my favorite, but after that, I'm more or less indiscriminate to genres. I read anything with depth and maturity. Oh yeah? Even like romance? Well, there are a lot of books that have elements of romance in them. Oh, come on, Yuri. You know what I mean. Monika lowers her voice. It's a guilty pleasure of mine, so I won't tell anyone if you do too. Maybe more when I was in middle school. I mean, I was really lonely and people were mean to me a lot. So I kind of felt like, please don't make me think about the past. Sorry, I just got super curious. You know, we should really pick out a romance novel and read. It would be so much fun. Absolutely not. Really? Even if it was just between us? Try asking someone who has no shame like Natsuki. Ouch. Sorry. I swear I didn't mean that. Well, I guess it was my fault for pressing you. I'm like that when things in my past too. You know, things I feel too embarrassed to re-experience. There's nothing wrong with growing out of things. It happens to everyone. For instance, Natsuki's interest in manga reminds me quite a bit of how intense I used to be about my own interests. Makes me think that she'll likely grow out of it too. Hey, what are you talking about me? What are you talking about me? No. We were just... Oh, we were just talking about how your interests have changed over the years. When did you get into manga, Natsuki? A couple of years ago, I guess. I was already sort of into it before, but I wasn't really going hard until then. Sorry everyone, I've been up late, so I've been up early, I mean. So I'm a little tired, so my ears are like, ugh. Oh yeah? What is it that inspired you to get more into it? I don't know. I guess, let me think. It was after I discovered a series that I really liked. Yeah, it was just really fed up with a lot of things, and I got super into this one series that I related to. I guess I had the edgy phase where I just hated everyone around me and wanted to be by myself. Huh. Kinda like Yuri. Monika. Sorry. That's completely wrong. So, it's still cool that you both really found your thing. It was almost like opposites, but it sounds like it helped you to get through hard times. You know it. Wow, what the heck? Is that book even bigger than the last one you were reading? It's technically slightly longer, but not by very much. How high do you think it would go if you stacked it up the whole series? Natsuki estimated by holding her hand high above her head, doing up an imaginary stack. I could get one of those mangas that 50 volumes long so that I can say I've read more than you. Not that I had the money for that. Please, that would hardly count when your books only have a few words per page. I know, I was just joking. I could never actually read a book like yours. It's too boring for me. Yuri shoots a glare at Natsuki. It's not boring. Chill. I said for me, not for you. I can have my own opinion. Just think it's too convoluted. Sayori, are those from the floor? Gross! Also, wash your hands before touching any of my books. But my hands aren't dirty. Just do it. The oils are there even if you can't see them. Fine. Sayori trots out of the door and Natsuki follows. Yuri, you look a little upset. What kind of nerve does she have to call my hobby boring? Well, she did correct herself. Hardly. She was so condescending. I don't mind if she thinks it's not for her. I already understand that it's not for everyone. But she knows well how much those mean to me. So how about just leaving me alone instead of needlessly telling me the things you hate about it? I'm sorry, Yuri. You may be right. This won't be the last time people have strong feelings about what they live and what they like and don't like. Especially in a literature club. So I should have figured out how to mediate discussions to keep them positive and constructive. For the record, I've always been impressed by the level of creativity in your books and also your ability to get through them so quickly. Thank you. Okay, well, there's something that I'll have to think about and revisit. I'm sure I can help Natsuki find some common ground with you. Common ground isn't necessary. I just wish to be respected. Then, either way, I'll do my best. I'm skeptical when it comes to Natsuki. I trust you, Monika, but I'm skeptical. Okay, everyone. We have a special club meeting today. As you know, the Literature Club is a place where we can get to share things that we're really passionate about. It also means we should be mindful of how we can respond to each other's feelings. I think we have a chance to turn our differences into possibly positive energy for each other. Are you being a little dramatic about this? It's important to me. Well, sorry, I was just like being accused of or something. No, I'm not accusing anyone of anything. I'm sorry if it came out that way. But our conversation yesterday made me reflect on the power of language and thought it would be a good topic for the Literature Club. Don't you think? I'm sure we're going to have a difference in opinion a lot, so I need to make sure we're prepared to keep a positive atmosphere in the club. If you say so. Sure. The good thing about language is that it gives us a lot of different ways to express the same idea or emotion. We have a lot of control over how we want the other person to feel when receiving our thoughts. And it goes for pretty poetry, narratives, casual conversations, basically anything. For example, Siri, what is your favorite food? I have organized a category. Should I start with snacks, or do you mean full meals? Should I include breakfast? Oh jeez. Okay, how about your favorite fruit? That's easy, cherries. Really? I always thought cherries tasted nasty. What? Cherries are delicious. Whoa, that's a pretty strong reaction. Wait, I just don't understand how somebody could think cherries are nasty. How does that make you feel? I don't know, sad? Defensive maybe? Yeah, I got defensive. See? The reaction you had, such a strong reaction, wasn't just because I don't like cherries. It's because you feel like your opinion was under attack. But that's weird, right? Something that taste is completely subjective. When I say something like, I think cherries are nasty, I'm used to the objective language. I'm challenging Sayori's reality that cherries are delicious with my own, which is their cherries are nasty. Wait, hold on. How is this objective when you just said it was only you, your opinion? It has to do with the way your brains interpret the words. You're talking about the reality of the cherries, not your feelings about them. Like Sayori. Let's rewind a second and pretend I didn't tell you that I think their lies are nasty. That cherries are nasty. Good. So what if instead of that I said, like, I never tried cherries, but they're not for me. It's not the kind of flavor I enjoy. Well, that's fine. As long as you don't call them nasty. Nasty is a nasty word. Okay, so cherries are kind of a weird example, but I think it gets the point across. This time around, instead of talking about cherries, just talk about my feelings and Sayori didn't get defensive. So instead of clashing with each other, like as if we received an invitation to talk about our differences. Yuri, you don't need to take notes. I'm not going to quiz you on it or something. I know that. I was just... Sorry, I didn't mean to call you up. You can do whatever you'd like. But does anyone have any thoughts so far? Yeah, I just feel like I should have to put my language through a filter just to protect someone's feelings. Well, you don't have to. The choice is yours and how you want to come across to other people. I only suggest this as it could help turn your differences into a positive experience rather than an argument. Right, Yuri? Whatever you say, cherry hater. Oh, come on. Sorry, actually I like cherries. I was just saying that to help demonstrate. What the heck? I've been duped. I'm sorry, Sayori. I'll make it up to you later. How about a cherry sundae? You are welcome to dupe me at any time, my beloved president. Buying your people loyally. How disposable. Deplorable. Sorry, I don't know why I say disposable. How deplorable. Oh, like you would turn down a free sundae, Yuri. You're certainly a fan of those cupcakes I brought in the other week. I was reading and not keeping check of them. Oh, that's enough. We're getting off topic. It's about how we have the gist of it. How about we try it with something more relevant into the club? Like manga, right? Let's try to have a productive discussion about our differences in opinion. Yuri, do you want to start? Well, I'd rather not know. How come? Well, because I don't see how anything productive can come from that. I'm just going to start a fight. No, I'll be fine. That's why I'm here to moderate. Let's just have a calm and rational discussion. Yeah, give me a little more credit. I'm not a child. You don't have to coddle my feelings. I always think that the more respectable to just speak your mind. Respectable. Yuri expressed changes at the word. As Monika recalls, being respected was what crux of the matter for Yuri. Well, the pain of the exercise, the point of the exercise isn't exactly like, it's fine. I have nothing against anyone personally. You're entitled to enjoy whatever it is you like. I just prefer more depth and more. Why is my glasses giving a nuance in my reading material? I look for stories that are imaginative and sophisticated beyond the surface level. Oh, well, that's a misunderstanding then. Well, that's just a misunderstanding. I thought you were going to say that manga's for children or something like that. I don't hear enough of that. But that's plenty of deep manga. I'm not clueless about manga. I read my own fair share when I was younger. What? Are you serious? How come you never told me? Because I passed the point in my life and really prefer not to revisit it. I prefer more mature things now. Excuse me? Okay, hold on. Can I jump in here? Let's try to keep things subjective. But if you imply that the manga is immature, then aren't you making that someone is immature for being into it? Well, maybe it's immature to judge people for having different tastes than you. Natsuki. Nobody's immature. I've read Natsuki's manga and Yuri's fantasy, and I love them both in their own way. Okay. It's great that you like it, but still find it boring. Boring isn't subjective. Okay, it bores me that it's subjective. But I mean, the thing about This is ridiculous. Do you see why I didn't want to participate in this? I knew it was going to just make people upset. I'm not upset. Like I said, I don't care what other people think. But I always got the impression that you were secretly looking down upon me, so I'm glad your suspicions were confirmed. That's not true at all. You're making assumptions. You can blame me for getting a defensive when nobody ever has the least bit of respect for the things that I'm into. The only thing I look down upon is that when I feel people make fun of me for just being myself and trying to mind my own business. What? Have you looked in a mirror? Tell me again about respect after calling all my interests immature. You can't. Please stop. Please? You don't mean the things you're saying right now. Let's just be friends. I didn't mean for this to happen. Well, it did. So please don't invite yourself to try and solve people's problems next time, okay? Yuri's piercing words send the club room into a choke silence as she gathers her things. She leaves. Holy crap. I never heard her sound like that before. She must be so pissed. Well, you weren't very nice either, so I was just saying. How did this happen? It's my fault. Yuri wasn't wrong. I shouldn't have tried to moderate a conflict when I know how bad I am dealing with conflicts. It was really stupid thing for me to do. It's nobody's fault, and it wasn't stupid. Everyone in the club is a nice person. Nobody would have expected this. But I guess we're sensitive about the thing we really love. Precisely. She's the kind of brought in upon herself. Like I said, I don't care if you're not into manga, but if you actually look down onto others people for it. You actually look down on other people for it. That's kind of the point I'm trying to make in the first place. It's not about the sugarcoating thing. It's about recognizing and understanding our differences. Yeah, but here's the thing about that. You actually look down on me. It was nothing to do with her, with choice or anything like that. So I see when you're trying to be, but not really think that the problem here is her. Not like the way we talk to each other, right? I mean, Yuri isn't like that. She's a lot sweeter than you giving her credit for. I'm sure she'll be reflecting on this. I actually think everyone's should. It'll be fine. I'll figure something out. Wow. I'm just like saying that instinctively. But I'm just setting myself up to cause more problems. This wasn't your fault, Monika. You don't have to bury yourself over it. If you ask me, it's good that the truth finally came out, because I can just move on now. But it's fine, I promise. Let's just get our mind off this, okay? In fact, it's a good opportunity to read some manga without having to worry feeding Yuri's superiority complex. Don't be mean. I'll talk or read manga or whatever you want, but don't be mean to my friend, okay? Sorry. I'm just bitter. Everything will be okay. I mean, I don't have the answer, but I at least know that we're going to be good people. We're all good people and don't want to hurt each other. This will be a learning experience. Monika says that, but her uneasiness is given away by how much she had to force that reassuring tone in her voice. This is bound to happen eventually. Natsuki and Yuri have always engaged with each other, and at least out of anyone, and this is the reason. As Sayori and Natsuki process to distract themselves with manga, Monika sighs herself, unable to shake her worried thoughts. Would the club really have to just come to terms with the fact that some members will be incompatible with each other? Monika desperately doesn't want to admit that, and she knows Sayori doesn't either. But for once, a solution doesn't seem to be in sight. I'm sorry, guys. I'm like half awake, half asleep, and everything and all that, and I'm like trying to process my brain, but I know I need to catch up on recording this and finishing this up. So, anyways, I hope you enjoyed. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share on social media and everything if you can. I appreciate my Amino family. If you're watching this, thank you, Amino family. Doki Doki Literature Club Amino family, for getting me to do this and everything, because I'm really enjoying it. I'm just sorry it's been slow uploads. I know it's like once a week, but then I'm just glad you guys view it and everything and all that. But then I hope everyone's checking out the other videos and stuff. I wish I could figure out how to do the link to like the previous video or something. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. This is GamerRise009 signing off.